Prime Field.
UCLA just beat a top 10 team by 51 points. 51 against Iowa in a conference title game. So let me ask the question everybody in women's hoops is screaming right now. If UCLA has 18 quad 1 wins and just made that kind of statement, why is undefeated UConn still the number 1 overall seed? And if these two giants actually collide in March, does this game come down to one thing? Sarah Strong versus Lauren Betts? Because on one side, you got the most complete two-way forward in the sport. On the other, maybe the most dominant interior force in the country. Resume versus record, power versus versatility, defense versus offense. Let's talk about the matchup that could decide everything. What's good, Prime Field family? Today we're breaking down the potential heavyweight clash between number 1 UConn at 34-0 and number 2 UCLA at 31-1. And more specifically, the 5-minute player-by-player battle that would tilt the whole game. Here's the thesis. UConn's defense gives them the higher floor, but UCLA's size and offensive ceiling give them the most terrifying matchup weapon on the board. If these teams meet, it's not just about rankings. It's not even just about the number 1 seed debate. It's about whether UConn can solve Lauren Betts, whether UCLA can survive Sarah Strong's chaos, and which supporting cast hits first under pressure. We're going chapter by chapter. The star matchup, the backcourt chess match, the hidden X factors, and then I'll give you the prediction that's going to make at least half the comment section mad. The debate starts in the paint. Sarah Strong versus Lauren Betts. Let's start with the headline matchup, because this is where the entire game bends. Sarah Strong is averaging 18.5 points, 7.6 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 3.4 steals, and 1.6 blocks while shooting 60.1% from the field. Read that again. That is not normal. She's not just producing, she's warping possessions. She rebounds, she switches, she jumps passing lanes, she starts the break and she finishes plays. She plays like 3 positions at once. Then there's Lauren Betts, 16.4 points, 8.6 rebounds, 3.2 assists, 1.1 steals, 1.9 blocks, shooting 56.2%. She is the axis of UCLA's offense and the anchor of their half-court identity. The Bruins can flatten you with spacing, but when Betts catches deep, your defense starts making compromises immediately. Help too hard and shooters get fed. Stay home and she buries you at the rim. So what makes this debate so good? Strong impacts more areas. Betts controls the most important area. Strong is the better disruptor. Betts is the bigger problem. That's the tension. And this is where the styles collide perfectly. UConn leads the nation in scoring defense at 50.4 points, allowed per game, and ranks first in defensive rating at 68.4. UCLA, meanwhile, has the nation's best offensive rating at 122.2. So the best defense in the country is staring at the best offense in the country. In the center of that collision is this exact matchup. If Strong can turn Betts' catches into tougher touches, strip the entry angles, and force UCLA into late clock decisions, advantage UConn. But if Betts gets UConn's front line into rotation, UCLA's whole machine opens up. And don't ignore the psychology here. Gino Auriemma said it perfectly. Individuals decide the outcome of games. At this time of year, everything is about confidence, about your ability to make the play that needs to be made at the time it needs to be made. That quote screams this matchup, because both stars are going to get numbers. The question is, who gets the game-swinging numbers? But a matchup like this is never just one-on-one, because as soon as Strong and Betts force help, the game moves to the perimeter, and that's where the chess match gets nasty. Azzi Fudd versus Kiki Rice, shot making versus pressure creation. This is the part of the debate fans keep underrating. Everybody sees the front court duel. The backcourt battle might decide who survives it. For UConn, Azzi Fudd is giving you 17.6 points and 3.1 assists as an elite perimeter threat. She's the release valve and the flamethrower. You survive one strong possession against UConn. Then Fudd hits back-to-back jumpers, and suddenly your game plan looks broken. Her value in this matchup is simple. She punishes overhelp better than almost anyone in the sport. If UCLA loads up on Strong, Fudd becomes the tax collector. On the UCLA side, Kiki Rice is averaging 15.3 points and 4.5 assists, and she just looked like a wrecking ball in transition on the biggest stage. In that Iowa game, her first 2 scores told you everything. Navigating traffic for a long 2, then exploding for a lefty layup in transition. She's the engine. She changes tempo. She puts pressure on your guards before your defense can even get organized. And I love this quote from Rice when asked about the number 1 overall seed debate. Honestly, that's not up to us. Whenever the bracket comes out, we'll see our path. But that's what we're focused on. That's veteran language. That's a team saying, we're done campaigning, we're coming to collect. So here's the debate question. Would you rather have Fudd's pure shot gravity or Rice's pace and pressure? Against most teams, I might lean shot gravity. Against UConn, though, pace matters because you do not want to live in a half-court game against the nation's number 1 defense. Rice has to make this feel uncomfortable, fast, and slightly chaotic. Because if UCLA gets dragged into a slow surgical possession game, that's where UConn starts suffocating you. UCLA's hidden trump card, the bet sister factor, and veteran depth. Now let's get to the part that makes UCLA different from almost every team UConn has seen, the layers around Lauren Betts. The viral angle here is real the bet sister factor. Freshman Sienna Betts just gave you 14 points in the Big Ten title game and flashed exactly why. UCLA's interior attack feels unfair at times. The passion play sequence against Iowa's spin move, step through, bucket followed by Lauren's elbow jumper. That's not just talent. That's lineup stress. That's making a defense solve 2 different kinds of size back-to-back. And the Bruins aren't leaning on one star in vibes. They've got 5 senior starters. Gabriela Jaquez brings 13.6 points, and that versatile forward skill set. Gianna Niepkins adds 13.4 points and 3.0 assists as an offensive specialist who can tilt a quarter with shot making. This team has layers, maturity, and the nation-leading 18 quad 1 wins to back it up. That's why the resume argument exists in the first place. UConn has the perfect 34-0 record and a 50-game winning streak, which is absurd. But UCLA's resume says, okay, but who have you beaten at the highest level? 18 quad 1 wins to UConn's 8 is not a small gap. That's a real argument. And after that 51-point demolition of Iowa, the committee conversation got a lot louder. Corey Close framed it the right way. When you focus on things out of your control, it will adversely affect the things under your control. Our focus needs to be on the how. That feels like UCLA's identity right now. Not chasing validation, just stacking pressure on opponents. Still, here's the counter. Resumes don't win the possession in front of you. Matchups do. And UConn may have the best matchup eraser in the tournament. Why UConn still feels like the safer pick. Even with all the UCLA firepower, there's a reason the committee's March 1st reveal still had UConn as the number 1 overall seed. UConn is not just unbeaten, they are structurally terrifying. After the graduation of stars like Paige Beckers, a lot of people expected a drop. Instead, this group got even more identity-driven. Their defense is cleaner, their rotations are tighter, their confidence feels almost clinical. And when you have Strong flying around and Fudd stretching every coverage, the margins get tiny for opponents. There's also the supporting cast factor. Blanca Quinones, the dynamic freshman wing, gives UConn 9.8 points and 2.2 assists. Sarah Williams adds interior presence. Those names matter because if UCLA overcommits to the stars, UConn can beat you with chain reaction basketball. 1 deflection, 1 extra pass, 1 rhythm 3, and suddenly a 4-point game becomes 11. And here's the real UConn argument. Versatility travels better than dependence. UCLA's best punch is devastating, but it still starts from controlling space around Betts and letting Rice organize pressure. UConn can win in more different ways. Ugly game, they'll defend. Track meet. Strong can start it and Fudd can finish it. Tight late game, they've got the confidence profile Gina was talking about. That's why this matchup feels like a debate between the better resume and the more complete machine. So if UConn and UCLA meet tomorrow, who am I taking? I think the first half belongs to UCLA's size. I think Lauren Betts would force real problems early, and I think Rice's downhill pressure would generate enough paint touches to put UConn on edge. But over 40 minutes, I trust UConn's defensive adaptability more than I trust any team's ability to stay comfortable against them. My pick right now is UConn in a grinder, but not because UCLA can't score. Because Sarah Strong is the one player in this matchup who can swing every layer of the game. She can defend the paint, disrupt the perimeter, rebound the miss, and trigger offense without needing a play call. That kind of total control is a nightmare in March. But here's the cliffhanger. If Lauren Betts gets early position and Sienna Betts gives UCLA even 10 to 12 high-leverage bench points, I could absolutely see the Bruins flipping the script. That is the upset path. That is the bracket-breaking version of this game. So now it's your turn. Who's the real #1 overall seed? Undefeated UConn or battle-tested UCLA with 18 quad 1 wins? And if they meet head-to-head, what decides it? Sarah Strong's two-way takeover, Lauren Betts' interior dominance, or the guard battle between Azzi, Fudd, and Kiki Rice? Drop your score prediction in the comments, hit subscribe if you want more women's hoops breakdowns all March, and smash that like button if you want the full bracket debate next. This is Prime Field, where we don't just watch the game, we argue the game.
Prime Field.